I just got ready to film like a winner, and there's no memory card in my camera. I'm gonna do the travel tag after I take a nap. I've done some traveling since the last time I turned on the camera. Traveled forward in time! It's amazing! Isn't it? I think so. But let's do this. List all the places you have visited. Most of the places I've visited, I've had family. I've been to New York City, Atlantic City, various places in Maryland, Washington, D.C., I believe South Carolina. I have family down in Florida, Wisconsin. For my mother and I drove out to Ohio, to Bermuda, and to St. Croix. Favorite place you have visited? I think that might be St. Croix. I was really young when I went. If you go back to VEDA 5, I kind of talk about some of that trip. What is your dream location? Dream location to live is kind of ambiguously somewhere in California, somewhere out west. I would like to visit much of Europe. There are a lot of places I want to go because of comic conventions also, so there are a lot of cities like Toronto for TCAF. Or I would like to go places for movie things, so I'd love to go to Sundance. What is your favorite form of travel? I think it might be train. I can tell you I absolutely hate driving. I don't mind being in a car if somebody else is driving, but doing the driving is no fun. Flying can just be a little bit stressful. I mean, I did go on a cruise. That was not... It was fun, but there are aspects of it that were not cool. Upside I was not on that hell cruise from this past summer, or winter, whenever that was, so hurrah for me. What is the worst experience you had in an airport or on an airplane? I guess the worst experience would be when my family went down to St. Croix. We were trying to get from Puerto Rico to St. Thomas because St. Croix doesn't have its own airstrip. And that little hopper kept taxiing and we kind of just spent an hour waiting, like in the airport, and we'd file onto the plane. And we'd sit there, and they were like, oh, something's wrong with the plane. So we get off the plane, go back inside, and yeah, I think that might be it. What is the best food you have ever tasted abroad? I don't know. A lot of the food in St. Croix is amazing. It's all homemade. I guess I'm gonna say getting fresh brow soda, eating fresh bread that was baked daily, and I think the name of the ice cream company is Arches, or Archer. It was a local homemade ice cream place that was so good. My brother is excited about the ice cream because their rum raisin had real rum in it and not just like a rum flavoring. What is your favorite part of traveling overall? I think my favorite part of traveling is exploring and getting to learn more about the place I'm visiting. Learning a little bit of the history of a place and just about a place can be really interesting. So what I like is a combination between learning stuff about where I am and having the chance and opportunity to explore. I've had some interesting experiences while just walking around a city and just exploring and seeing what I can find. One of my favorite and most memorable trips into DC. And this is just going into DC just to kill time for a day. One day I take the Orange Line into DC, get off at Federal Triangle, which is not the exit I wanted to get off on. This is fall of 2011. I'm walking around, I see Occupy DC, and then I just choose a direction in the exact opposite direction of the museums. And I walk around, I eventually get into Adams Morgan, and walking down, I just chose a street. I found a used bookstore where I bought a biography of Will Eisner and a biography of Charles Adams. I stopped at this little restaurant bar, I think it's more of a bar that I stopped at, and I bought a crepe. And they apparently do burlesque shows there on Saturdays during brunch. They just do a burlesque show every week. The crazy thing is that the owner of this bar let me in and let me see one of the performances for a few minutes. There are still pasties involved. But what? There's a bar there called Madam's Organ, which will amuse me until the day I die. It just seemed like I just happened to stumble across a hip and interesting part of DC. And that just happened one day I went into DC arbitrarily. So just exploring and finding the little pockets of weird or little pockets of interesting somewhere. And who do I tag? I don't know. If you're at a loss of something to film, why not do this tag? I'll see you party people tomorrow. Peace out.